Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. I wanted to share my new storage system today, so let's get right into it and go inside. Alright, my storage system is actually 2 floors, so all 8 rooms in total are all storage rooms. So I have allocated each room a specific category. And the first one here is kind of my greenhouse, I guess you could call it. And each chest here has one biome's worth of flowers. So for example, here we have the Peaceful Meadow, the Plaza, the Glade of Trust, Dazzle Beach, the Forest of Valor, the Frosted Heights, the Sunlit Plateau, and the Forgotten Lands. And the reason I've clumped them up like this is because the Sunlit Plateau and the Forgotten Lands are very close to each other and you can access them through and through. And the same goes for the Forest of Valor and the Frosted Heights. And the Glade of Trust and Dazzle Beach are easily accessible with each other. Even though there's only one entrance, you can easily go in and out. And definitely the Plaza and the Peaceful Meadow, because that is just, I consider that to be almost one big biome with stairs that separate them. So, and they're the biomes that I spend the most time in, so I also wanted to clump these together as well. And the vibe I was going for was just very greenery, almost tropical greenhouse. So I put 2 of the vine walls inside. I thought it looked really nice. So it gave the wall a bit more dimension instead of just being the wallpaper. And I also added these wood arches slash, I think they're arches slash poles. I thought it looked really nice. And it just gave it a little bit more character. So I really liked that. And as you can see, there are 3 doors. Each door leads to a different type of storage. So we are going to go into the left door first. And this is my very large and regal gem storage room. And the idea I had for this was almost as if it was an extension of Beast's castle. So there's a large walkway leading up to a marble fireplace, and Beast has all of his gems on display. So I wanted to go in order of color, so I went from red to green on this side and black to purple on this side. Just based on color, I organized them. So it looks very nice. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. I had some large windows just to bring in more natural light. And I wanted to do something kind of quirky, almost where when you sit on this chair, you're looking at your big stack, of money. Kind of, I'm guessing what Scrooge would do during his time off. And if you'll notice this large chest, there's actually no gem placed on top of the table, but a candle, which I would say would be Lumiere. He's kind of protecting this entire room. That's kind of what I was going for with this, and I thought it worked out really well. But in this chest, we have all of the dream shards, the night shards, and the purified night shards. And the reason I didn't place it on the table is because those items can't actually be placed on surfaces other than on the floor. So I had to improvise, so I thought the candle was the next best thing, and matches with the theme that I was going for in this room, so it looked really nice. So I stuck with it. The next room we have here is one of the 2 kitchens, and this one is allocated mainly for the fruits. And again, there are 2 items here on the floor because they can't be placed on tables, and I hope that they fix this soon, because in almost every storage room this is a problem, and it's really frustrating because then it doesn't look seamless and it doesn't look as nice. But the theme here was a Remy's kitchen, not a Remy's restaurant kitchen, but just a regular kitchen, because it doesn't look as fancy as a restaurant kitchen. I would say it looks very homey. And again, there is a lot of Remy furniture, and just to go with the same aesthetic with the sink and the fridge being a little rusty, I used the original stove that we got in the game, or at least what I think is the original stove that we had in the game. And again, all the fruits are lined up over here, and each chest has the specific fruit. And I didn't need to go for the medium or the large chest here because there's no point in having more than the 16 which you're allowed, or 16 stacks that you're allowed in each chest. And the final room on the first floor, oh my god, there we go, is my material storage room. Now this is a storage room I'm probably going to use the most because again, when you're forging and just going around your valley mining, etc., you're going to get a lot of these resources. So I have all of my wood, my iron, clay, anything that you can mine, dig, and just gather as well. Some of the stuff you need to grow, so for example, the cotton needs to be grown and gardened. But again, there are more items here on the floor because they can't be placed on tables. And I also have one allocated just for potions because we do get them quite, not very often, but sporadically in quests with Merlin or Ursula. So I just have a chest over there in case I don't want to use it. And you'll notice that some of my chests are the regular ones while others are medium or large, and that just depends on how many of the resources I have. So I know that I have an abundance of coal, so I've given that a very large chest. And as I acquire more resources for each one, I will upgrade the chest accordingly because I don't want to start with the large chest because it does cost a lot of Dreamlight to make. So just to avoid that and save on my Dreamlight for now, at least to open realms and stuff like that, it's very useful, so I don't want to use it unnecessarily. But let's go on to the second floor. This is where it gets interesting because 3 of my rooms are actually allocated for the seafood and the fish items. And it's very interesting because there's a lot of them in the base game, so I wanted to make sure that I can reach everything. And again, because the only thing that was left for me to put in storage room was the vegetables, herbs, and the fish, I decided to make 3 of the rooms for the fish just so I can spread it out a little bit. But this is the first room. This is specifically for most of the seafood in the game, as well as the shells, the seaweed, and this includes the red seaweed as well. But I don't have a lot of them, so I just put them in the same box. And the red one actually takes up 4 squares when you're decorating, and this table only allows you for 2 squares, so I could only place the seaweed on it. And then I also have 2 fish that are really common and you can get in either all of the biomes or most biomes. So that was the bass and the here and there fish. So it worked out really well because most of the common items that I get most often are placed in the first room. Let's go into the second room over here. This is my second room. Again, it's pretty similar to the first one, just the wallpaper and the floor is different, as well as the dresser. So it's not the vanity, but it's the dresser instead. And you'll notice that I have some fish hidden behind each of the corners. And that is because these are the fish from the Christmas event that happened last year. And it's happened twice now. But I placed it on the floor because if you place it in a chest and you decide to cook and you need to use one of the seafood or the fish, it will take the ones with the Christmas hats first. So just to avoid that, I've placed that on the floor and I've put the 2 dressers around it so that I can't access it or pick it up by mistake. And on the wall, I just have my Art Deco pieces. I didn't know what else to put over here, so I went a little bit crazy. I feel like it goes with the ornate theme of the wall. And again, it's very simple, not too decorated, not too complicated. It's easy to get around, so nothing is blocking your way too much. This is another fish room, and it's very different from the other 2. I wanted to use a different wallpaper for each of the rooms and give each one a different aesthetic. Although the first 2 turned out pretty similar, this one is very, very different, and I really like how it turned out. It took a long time to come up with this idea, but when I did, it started to flow, all the juices, in terms of how to decorate. But the main thing I love about this is I've decorated it in a way where you can't by mistake pick up any of the fish that are on the table, which is very, very nice. And again, very aesthetic, very simple, easy to get around, just a chair over here because why not? And I kind of wanted to give this an Ursula theme, whereas the other 2 rooms are more focused on Ariel or the lighter aspect of the Little Mermaid as opposed to Ursula. And this is the final room. It is my kitchen, and this is what I think Remy would want in a kitchen because it's very large. It has a lot of storage. It has a big stove and a fridge, and I just love how this turned out. Again, each chest has the specific food that's placed on the countertop, and I had to improvise a little bit in terms of where to place some of the things because I didn't want too many counters. So the sugar cane here is on its own in the corner on a trolley, which is okay. And I just wanted to make sure that I can't by mistake pick up some items or unnecessarily go into these corners. So I tried to place something. It didn't really work out, so I might get rid of that crate later. And this is where it gets interesting because the pumpkins can't actually fit on top of the counters, so I had to just place a different lower table that would look okay and wouldn't ruin the vibe of this. So I decided to go with that small table. I think it's from Encanto, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, but hopefully not. The fridge right now is empty, so I don't have anything in the fridge. Maybe in the future if I cook something or anything, I can put it over there. Maybe some extra berry salads. If I don't have a lot of them cooked, I can do that. But this is one of my favorite rooms, and I think the gem room is a close second for sure. Let's go back to the first floor. Alright, so that's basically all I have in terms of my storage. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I had spent about a month and a half building it based on how many times I could go to Scrooge's store and get items because you can only buy 25 items from him every day. So I had to spread that out in order to get everything that I needed, and I also needed to collect resources to get chests, especially the blue chests on the second floor. That took a long time because I realized that I didn't have the flowers I needed or enough flowers to craft them, so that took a few days to do as well. But I'm really happy with how these turned out. I hope you guys got some inspiration to create your own storage room. But let me know if you have any suggestions or changes. I would love to hear them. Again, my aesthetic is to keep things pretty simple, especially the middle, because I don't want to have too many things come in the way when I'm trying to put items in their allotted storage boxes. And one thing I do need to add on all the floors is this gold chest. Just in case, because you never know, sometimes you dump things that you don't need if your inventory is overflowing into this chest. So it would be useful to have this in a lot of the storage rooms. But I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions and suggestions. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you guys had a good time. If you're interested, definitely join my Discord community. It is linked in the description. I would love to have you guys there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye!